Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Friday. What a sunny day it is. Today is June 5th, 2020, and it is National Donut Day. And I just saw on my email that if you drive through Dunkin' Donuts, they will give you a free donut if you buy a drink. That's pretty cool. Everybody loves free stuff. And here's a funny donut joke. What happened when the jelly donut crossed the road? It caused a traffic jam. Get it? Jelly, jam. That was a pretty good one. Hey, boys and girls, Addie's birthday is this weekend, so if you want to make a birthday card for her, you could send that to me, and I could send that to her. And I'll send the Val Family Singer video to her on Monday morning. This is an exciting morning because we'll all be getting on a Google Meet at 9:25, but they want you on a little early, so get on around 9:15, right? So you can find out all about Field Day. Now, if you're wondering how you do that, go to the slides, right? And the link for that Google Meet is in there. And if you are still confused about Field Day, right, you can go to the Phys Ed slides and you can look at that so you can figure that all out and you can have the things that you need ready to go. Also, let's talk a little bit about picking up your Big Tree belongings. Now, moms and dads, there was a letter on the Big Tree website on May 28th about picking up. And if you have 2 or more students at Big Tree, those pickup dates are the 15th and the 16th. But you have to check that letter because it goes alphabetical by last name. Now, if you only have 1 child at Big Tree, the first grade pickup is Wednesday the 17th at 6 o'clock. But make sure you look at that letter because it has maps on it as well about how you drive into the circle and where you pick up the belongings. Be sure to bring back any Big Tree materials that you have. Mrs. Kick books, Mrs. Val books, Mrs. Tamaka books, anything like that, because there will be bins for those. So when you hand those things off to a volunteer, they'll put those in those bins. And if there's something else you just want to give us, a card or a letter or a picture, you can give that as well, and they'll put those in those bins, and then we will get to see those. Let's see, what else? Tuesday for our Google Meet is our talent show. So there's all sorts of things that you can do. Don't worry, don't think I don't have a talent, because you do. Right? You could show us a craft that you made. You could play the kazoo. You could play the harmonica. You could play any instrument that you play. You could sing a song. You could do a magic trick. Any jugglers out there? You could juggle for us. I'm going to teach you how to make paper dolls. Now, if your talent isn't something that you can show us in our Google Meet, like scoring a goal, then have your hockey stick ready and tell us how you do it. Have your soccer ball ready and tell us how you do it. All right? So that's exciting. I'm excited for that talent show. And then moms and dads, next Thursday at the Google Meet, we'd like you to pop on in the last 5 minutes. We'll tell the boys and girls to go get mom or dad or whoever they're with, grandma, grandpa, so that Mrs. Tamaka and Mrs. Val can say goodbye and say thank you. All right? If you are following along, Junie B. Jones is a Party Animal by Barbara Park. We're on chapter 5 called Going to the Ball. Lucille was sitting in the middle. Remember, now you have to think back to the end of chapter 4. They're in Grandma's cattle act. She whispered real quiet to me and that Grace. "Beg for my poodle," she said. "You promised, remember? You promised to beg for my poodle." Me and that Grace looked at each other, 'cause we didn't actually want to do that particular thing. Lucille poked us. "Come on, you promised," she whispered. "You promised to beg." I did a sigh. Give me a sigh. Then I thinked about what to say. Finally, I took a deep breath. "Hey, Nana, guess what? Lucille wants a poodle, apparently, and so could you buy her one, do you think?" I asked. "Yes, could you?" asked that Grace. "'Cause she is making us beg you, or else we can't spend the night." The Nana's mouth came all the way open. "Oh, so that's what this is all about, huh? Well, my granddaughter knows perfectly well that I am allergic to dogs, so you can tell Lucille that a poodle is out of the question, I'm afraid. I patted Lucille, very understanding. A poodle is out of the question, we're afraid, I said. Lucille kicked her feet up and down. Beg harder, she whispered. You have to beg harder. I did a frown. Are you firm on that, Nana? I asked. No poodle, Lucille, said the Nana very snappish. Lucille kicked her feet some more. I knew that dumb idea wouldn't work, she grouched. Just then the car stopped in front of a big iron gate. Grace's eyes opened big and wide. Wow, this gate looks like a castle gate, she said. Lucille smiled a teeny bit. It's not a castle gate, you silly head, Grace, she said. This is the gate to my house. The Nana pushed a button and the gate opened right in front of our eyes. Hey, that button is like magic, I said. Lucille smiled bigger. After that, the Nana drove down a long driveway. She stopped in front of a big, beautiful house. Lucille jumped out of the car and ran inside. Me and that Grace followed after her. And guess what? Lucille's house was even beautifuler on the inside than it was on the outside. Beautifuler? There was a beautiful long row of stairs and a beautiful big bowl of flowers and a beautiful giant sparkly ceiling light made out of glass. What's that called? Do you remember what it's called? A chandelier? I did a gasp at that glistening thing. Give me a gasp. That light takes my breathing away, I said. Usually people say, that takes my breath away when they see something amazing. Lucille skipped all around in a circle. She singed a loud song in our ears. Singed? See, I told you I was rich. See, I told you I was rich, she sang. She's bragging. She made that song up, I believe. After that, she took our hands and showed us all the rooms in her house. She showed us the living room and the dining room and the kitchen and the big dining room and the daddy's office and the mother's office and the family room and the pool room where you play pool and the outside pool where you swim and the hot tub and the library and the gym and the Nana's room and the mother and daddy's room and the fancy gold bathroom with the jacuzzi and the brother's room and a whole bunch of guest rooms. Ooh, anditis there, huh? Then finally, Lucille showed us her very own bedroom, and it looked like a bedroom where a princess lived. Lucille had a pink frilly roof on top of it. Lucille's bed did. Do you know what that's called? A bed that has a curtain roof on the top of it? Did you say a canopy bed? Do any of you have a canopy bed? That is called a canopy, she explained. It matches my pink silk draperies and my pink silk bedspread and my pink telephone and my plush pink rug and my wallpaper with pink flowers in it. And see my TV and my stereo and my computer and my CD player? She's such a bragger. She pointed to the corner. And did you notice all of my big stuffed animals standing over there, she asked. My eyes popped out at those giant guys. The giraffe was bigger than even me. Me and that Grace ran to play with them. No, stop, don't, shouted Lucille. You're not allowed to touch them. They are just for show. Huh? Said that Grace. What? I said. How come? Because they were expensive. That's how come, she said. Those animals costed my Nana a fortune. Costed? Oh, I said, kind of disappointed. Oh, said that Grace. We sat down on Lucille's bed. Lucille shouted at us again. No, get up! You're not allowed to sit there. That bedspread is just for show. Me and that Grace springed right off of there. Springed? Lucille quick smoothed the material with her hand. Don't you two know anything, she said. This bedspread is made out of silk. I told you, and I'm not allowed to get it soiled. Oh, I said. Oh, said that Grace. After that, Lucille skipped over to her dresser, and she pressed a button on her mirror. A million bazillion lights came on. Look at this, she said. This is my very own professional makeup mirror. It is the same kind of mirror they use for movie stars. My Nana Brought it all the way from Hollywood, California. Me and that Grace runned to the sparkly mirror. We looked at ourselves in the bright lights. Then we sticked out our tongues and made funny faces. Stick. Lucille quick turned it off. It is not a toy, she grouched. After that, me and Grace just stood there very still, and we didn't touch anything. This is going to be a long evening, I said, kind of quiet. Only just then something very wonderful happened. Lucille's Nana came in the room, and she was carrying a big box of dress-up clothes. I thought you little gals might have fun with some of my old evening gowns, she said real nice. They're as old as the hills, but they're still quite stunning. Lucille run to the box speedy quick. Let's play Cinderella, she said. She pulled out a beautiful sparkly pink gown. I'm Cinderella, she shouted. Then that Grace shoved me out of her way, and she runned to the box too. She pulled out the sparkly blue gown. I'm the fairy godmother, she yelled. I did a huffy breath at those two. 'Cause now I had to be the ugly stepsisters, probably. I bended down and searched through the box very careful. Thank you. Then all of a sudden my hands felt something long and silky and softy. Long and silky and softy. I quick pulled it out of there. The Nana's whole face lighted up. Oh my goodness, my old feather boa, she said. Why, I haven't seen that thing in years. I danced all around with that lovely thing. I love this, Nana. I love this old feather boa. Just then another great idea popped in my brain. Hey, I know. I will be the famous singer that sings at Cinderella's ball. Lucille and Grace looked funny at me. What singer? Said Lucille. There's no singer, said that Grace. I stamped my foot at them. Yes, there is. There is too a singer, and I am her, and my name is Florence the Famous Singer, and I will be performing show tunes from the hit musical Annie. So there. Lucille and Grace shrugged their shoulders at me. What's that mean? Oh, well. Then they dressed up in their beautiful gowns and they went to the ball. And I sang, The sun'll come out tomorrow. And that's the end of chapter 5. Chapter 6 is called Bouncing. I'm a little worried about that because I remember that no bouncing was one of Mother's rules. But we'll have to wait to find out. Okay, all right, boys and girls, Friday. Have a great time at field day, but make sure you do a little bit of work today too. Finish up those Lexia minutes and get on those slides and get done when you can. It is a beautiful day and you want to take advantage of that. Bye-bye.